Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Mckaylee. If you don't already know, this is a get ready with me and it is Valentine's Day theme inspired. Woo! I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love Valentine's Day. I love it being romantic. I like being with my husband. I like going to do fun things throughout the day and kind of just dragging it out all day long because who doesn't want to do fun stuff that involves kissing and taking pictures all day, right? So first things first, I am literally just diving straight in and I didn't even grow my eyelashes. All right, guys, so I found my eyelashes, so now we're good to go. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna jump in to our eyebrows. I did tweeze just a little bit, so I feel like they look a little bit less hairy than they did a second ago. So I need to find a hair tie, okay? And we got to get this hair out of the way. And by the way, the reason why my skin looks so dewy and fresh is because I did do a nice skin prep before. I cleansed my face, I toned it, I used an argan oil to moisturize, and I did my eye cream. Got to put the hair up and totally just realized I look like the girl. We're totally matching. So I'm just going to reach for my brow brush. I think the number is number 22 from Sephora Collection. This brush is the bomb. So firm, nice and dense, gets the job done, and it's easy peasy. So I've been actually using this amazing, just like I said, brow pomade. I had heard that it was really, really great, and it was from e.l.f., and it was $3. So I've been using that, and in comparison to Anastasia, I find that it's way better. It's way creamier, it does what it has to do, and it stays on my oily skin all day long. If you don't already know, I have very, very oily skin. I usually don't get oily until about the 5th hour of the day, but by then everything starts to slip inside. So what I'm doing is I'm just filling in what I have in my brow, and then whatever I need to kind of fake it, I like to hold the brush in front of my, or on the side of my nose and going straight up, and then kind of diffusing that line that I just drew in to kind of push it through the end. I hope that made sense. In the meantime, I am also using Telegram with my best friend. We do that so often, so I just like to take a quick break and Telegram her while I can, and back to brows. So I do what we call the Anastasia brow. So you shape the front, the tip of the brow, as well as the tail, and then that helps to create the perfect shape so that it's symmetrical on both sides. So as you can see, the one that you are looking at on the right, that one's a little bit more pointed, which I will fix a little bit later. In the meantime, I'm going to drink some coffee. Yes. Best part of waking up. So now we're going to go ahead and take the NARS Soft Matte Creamy Concealer. I don't know how to wink, and we're going to go ahead and just wipe that right underneath the brow. I typically do this whenever I'm doing a more dramatic eye look because it really chisels out my brow bone, and it goes on like butter. So I usually just blend out the rest and then take it down into the lid of the eye. A lot of people do like to use this as a eyeshadow base. I don't really like to do that only because I feel like it's a little bit heavy, but I'm sure if you did make it a little bit thinner and warmed it up with your hand, you could totally use it as that. So now I'm going to use the other side, or I'm going to go ahead and start on the other side. I'm going to do the exact same thing, and sometimes I don't start all the way in the front of my brow because I don't want the brow to look too carved out, but in this case, we're going to go ahead and just do it. Again, it doesn't have to be this thick underneath the eyebrow. You can use less. This is just what works for me. So try it if you will, and if you do not like it, then that's fine too. All right, now we're going to go ahead and move on to the eyeshadow primer. I just realized that I didn't even show you guys what I was using, so I'm so sorry. I'm using Pro Smudge Primer from NARS. Sorry, that was a mouthful right there. So I'm just patting it on the lid, warming it up on my hand, of course, just so I don't over apply too much product, and I'm just patting it all over. I do put it underneath the lash line on the bottom as well. And now we're going to be using the Blemish Ready Mattifying Prep Gel. I love this guy, and I recently just got it again because I missed it. So less is more with this guy, and it feels like air. It honestly feels like a water that you're putting on the skin. What this is doing is it's going to help to prevent any future acne, and it also can be used as a base like primer. So now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and take our contour, which is from NARS, and this guy I'm actually going to place right in my crease to help to create a nice defined eye. I'm using a nice bullet sized brush so I can just place it in the crease only. And remember to keep your eye open so that you can see how symmetrical each side is and make sure that your eye is balanced on both sides. Another really great tip is actually if you're holding a mirror at a downwards angle and looking down into it, this is going to help to keep your eyelid tight. So all of your product is going to blend nice and evenly on both sides, and then you know when to stop blending. Honestly, the key to blending is to never stop. The more you blend, the better it looks. So now we're going to use a little bit of the Tartelette palette. It has a really nice dark black matte in here, and I'm just going to take the smallest amount and use it on the outer corner of my eye to help to create a little bit more depth before we do our eyeliner. The eyeliner that I'm going to be using is the Sephora Collection High Precision Liquid Eyeliner. The brush tip on this is absolutely amazing. I've been using this liner for as long as I can remember. It's the only thing that works for me, stays on my skin, and dries really, really matte. So I'm just going to use this guy to create my wing, and then this is also going to help to create the base of the liner. Once I've got my wing, I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay pencil liner, and I'm going to smudge it out with a smudge brush. Don't worry about the liner becoming a little bit thicker because the purpose of this look is to be a blown out liner look. I'm also going to be tightlining my inner rim. Tightlining is super essential for this look because it's really, really dramatic, and also tightlining is going to help to create a nice full lash line. Also, if you don't like to wear lashes or you have trouble putting on eyelashes, this is really going to make your lashes look fuller. The best way to do it is by looking down. I was trying to look into a mirror so that you guys could both see, but either way is fine. I am now taking the Dior Forever Foundation in 030. Sorry I didn't show you guys the bottle, but this guy is absolutely amazing. I haven't used it in so long that I figured it was a perfect time for it. So we're going to get our nice full coverage foundation going and start with concealer. So now that we have our foundation on and we're ready to move on to concealer, I'm going to be using shade Macadamia in the Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS. This color is my favorite. It's so perfect for me. And make sure that when you apply it, don't put too many dots and always use your finger. Finger is the best way for application within NARS. We believe in it. Those are our tools and they work. So I'm just going to pat, pat, blend, and this is going to help to create the nice coverage that I want without making it look or feel heavy. I'm going to be setting it with the Givenchy Color Correcting Powder. I specifically only like to use this under my eye just because it's nice and silky, but it also creates a nice bulletproof under eye for me. Remember that when you're setting, you don't have to use half of a container to set your under eye so it looks like a thick layer of frosting. You only need a tad bit, and if it's enough for you to see just a little bit of it, that's fine too. It's still going to do the job. Once I've placed that, I usually like to use it on the areas where I tend to get red too. The middle of my nose and the center of my eyebrows tends to get a little red, so I use the color corrector there too. I'm going to be now setting my entire face with the Makeup Forever Yellow Loose Matte Powder. If you guys don't already know, I am very, very oily, so I am going to be setting with this guy by using a pressing motion on the skin to really lock my foundation in place. Even though this bouncing motion takes a little bit longer, trust me, it is so worth it. It makes your foundation last so much longer. Once I have completed this effect, I am now going to be applying my other eyelash. I just did one side so you guys could see that what was done versus what wasn't done, and my
lash was actually already tacky, so wait about 30 seconds, place it right in the center, and then just wiggle both towards the front and towards the edge as close as you can to your natural eyelashes. Boom. My eyelash is officially dry, looks really, really good, and blended right into that eyeliner. The bronzer that I'm using right now is the Sun Wash Diffusing Bronzer from NARS. This bronzer is my current favorite, and what I love most about it is that it's matte. Not only that, it blurs my skin and gives me the most natural looking glow. If you guys are wondering where my contour's at, I haven't been contouring for a really long time now, and I'm actually digging it. So another product that I am using to kind of diffuse the bronzer into my skin and blend everything together is the Bare Minerals bronzer. This one is called Invisible Bronze Fair to Light. I probably could use the warmer one, but actually I really, really like this one. So now I'm going to be using the Cover FX Illuminator in Moonlight. This has been one of my favorite highlighters for a very long time. This guy I'm just going to pop right on the lip, on the cheekbones, on the nose, and my favorite part is right on the tip of the nose. It creates a nice perfect finish look. By the way, I'm using a super cheapy e.l.f. brush. This one was $3 as well. I did not think that this brush was going to be anything, and literally I use it all the time. Now I'm going to be taking my Marc Jacobs bronzer, the one that I actually have in my hand. I don't know if it exists anymore, but this bronzer is life. I've had it for a very long time and I finally cracked it open. The name of this one is Tantric and the number is 102. So I'm just buffing this one in placement of my blush, and this guy's really going to smooth out everything and just tie it all in together. Don't forget to set. I love using this B6 setting spray. It's actually vitamin infused. Not only that, it helps to absorb oil too. And I am using NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment. This shade is called Star Woman. The brush on this is so wonderful that you don't even need lip liner. I always love using lip liner, but honestly, you guys are going to die when you see this. Check it out. So amazing. Such a nice fine brush on there that it does the job for you. Boom, and there you have it. Valentine's Day look.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know if you guys want to see more tutorials. I would be more than happy to do those for you. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have had a great Valentine's Day, or you are having a great Valentine's Day. And if you took a minute to watch this today, thank you so much for watching. Bye.